Bourbon Barkeep, my name's Curtis, and so far this has been the year of the cask strength, barrel proof, barrel strength rye so far. Last year we started out with kind of a lot of light American whiskey. 2026, apparently it's barrel proof rye. So, a lot of choices at this point, some shelf staples, if you will, some new releases. Let's find out, where should you be spending your money? Now, we got a quick bottle review, and then, well, spec-wise, quick bottle spec review-wise, and then we're going to get these guys poured up, see where should the money be spent. Pretty sure I said that in the intro. Dang it. Elijah Craig, roaring onto the scene last year with their first ever barrel-proof rye. Now a what have you done for me lately, if you will. We got the A126, 11 years, 11 months, 120.4. Should have trusted my gut, but here we are, $75. Love that. Jack Daniel's barrel proof rye, also clocking in, let's say 75. I feel like I've seen it at 65. I've seen it at 80. I decided against the store pick. Feel like, hey, let's just be fair. See what we got here. But a crowd favorite, a Bourbon Barkeep favorite. This guy coming in at a roaring 134.9 proof. It's gonna be hot. Old Forester. This one I'm a little worried about. I'm not gonna lie to you. I love this bottle, but different batches. This one, it was a fresh crack. It came in a little flat, so we'll see. This one's still coming in 126.8 proof. It's gonna be a lineup. It's gonna be a heavyweight lineup at this point. Usually around 90 bucks. I feel like a little harder to find than certainly the Jack Daniel's, but findable, sitting on shelves as we speak. I don't know why. It's a great bottle. I'm just not going to back it up yet. Now, surprise bottle, at least for me, the Old Overholt 12 year. If you didn't get a chance to see the comparison to the 10 and the 12, by all means, like and subscribe that video. But 12 year, delicious. Pretty excited to revisit it, to be fair. This guy coming in at 117 proof. They do vary batch to batch, just like Old Overholt and the Jack Daniel's. I don't know if they change in flavor. I gotta be honest with you. I found the one, bought the one, which I would have backed it up. So here we are. Now, another new contender, Smokeye Hill, their Blue Corn Rye Barrel Strength Whiskey. 131 proof, coming in at 5 years age stated now. There was rumors of 5 years. Now this one going to be at least the youngest, 5. 4-grain mash bill. Let's see, $90. I don't think I talked about Old Overholts, but we flashed specs up. We're fine. So we got some value over here. We got some age over here, and we got new kid on the block, if you will. We're going to pour these guys up, shuffle around, and taste. I'm excited. Was saving my first sip pour of the day smart on a barrel proof rye lineup? No. I have a feeling the answer is no. But here we are. Very excited for this blind. One thing I do want to point out is one of these pours is not like the other. Dear God. Looks like it's French oaked finish. I digress. Anyways, like, subscribe. If you didn't already like and subscribe on the Old Overall video that you obviously clicked off of, went to go watch. Now you're here again, so welcome back. To the new people, yeah, it goes kind of like this. But we're wearing green, rye themed. Don't know why that's the color of rye, but that's what the industry has decided apparently. Cheers. Wow, that is sweet, great red fruit in there. Great butterscotch, vanilla, and strawberry. I'm gonna go strawberry jam. I understand that sounds pretentious, but once again, if you're smelling fresh strawberries and you're smelling strawberry jam, it's different. Yes, it's strawberry. It's different. Little mint in there. I do gravitate towards the mint. I do gravitate towards a sweet rye. So if you're a herbal rye guy, you're in for a wild ride. I'm going to attempt not to spotlight this. I say that every time, but these usually add up in time, so let's get on the palate. Oh yeah. Man, that's good. Holy mercy. And there's the heat. Not overly hot on the tongue. Very sweet, very oily on the tongue, making my mouth water like crazy. I apologize for the lip smacking, but boy, that is a nice slow finish in the chest. That drink's like a high quality pour right there. That strawberry jam continues, that butterscotch continues. It is kind of going into more of a creme brulee now with like this toasted sugar, slight peach just kind of on the mid palate, and just that nice rye spice, cinnamon. No, I'm going to go black pepper. I think there's a nice kick to it, if you will. But that nice rye spice just tickles the tongue. All right, sip 2. More fruit. Love it. I don't know if I could really tell you that's a rye. I mean, a lot of these are going to be barely legal ryes, even though some of them don't release the mash bill. I feel there's enough speculation at this point, or just rumors, and I'm creating a monster. But this one, great red berries. There's a really nice, maybe like back palate, like a baked apple pie without the crust. Like you just scoop the innards out. But really enjoy that one. I am going to backpedal off black pepper. The initial thought was cinnamon. Should have stayed cinnamon. Maybe it's because the apple in my mind's just kind of going there. But overall, if you like creme brulee, butterscotch, strawberry, and like a great baked apple, you don't need to go further. You should, and you will. Is it a problem, or are you just curious? Who cares? All right, glass 2. Yeah, I think last time I went letters, it was a nightmare. So, glass 2, on the nose. Much more rye forward. Now granted, I've said it in past blinds, but not everybody watches them. Still a small channel. That's fine. These are going to influence each other. I'm going to attempt to kind of see through it, but I have felt like the influence may accentuate, like that, some of the notes. So this one coming across much more minty, a little more lemon peel. I feel like there's even like a nice leather in there. So wasn't really expecting that on the nose, but here we are. Smells more like a rye than glass 1. We're going to stick with it this time. Watch this. But great lemon peel, going a little more toffee, maybe a little more richness, but bright with that mint, lemon peel, little brown sugar. Yeah, let's do that. There's that rye. That's heavy rye. A lot of black tea, clove, mint, good spice. Tell you what, there's sometimes where it just kind of floods, like just a fire. And you're like, whoa, back off, man. Then there's sometimes to where it's like almost like an aftermath, what was the movie with the fire? That was an animal. Backdraft. That had like a backdraft, rye spice, black pepper, sticking black pepper, kind of burst to it. Kind of like that. But palate is not cleansed. Let's do sip 2 and communicate what we actually tasted. And hopefully backdraft is still there. Great movie. At least between the two, much more herbal, much more black tea, clove, slight anise on the finish maybe, but still pretty fruity. Still good lemon, orange peel, great mint in there. And I'm going to go brown sugar. Good oak presence so far on this one as well. But if you are not rye drinker, you're going to lean glass 1. Glass 2, much more rye forward, but still pretty delicious. Maybe it's like your second or third step testing the waters of a rye. You started here, and now you're here. Was that planned? No, because it's blind. Idiot. All right, glass 3. Sticking with numbers still. You see me cupping it, and if you aren't familiar with the channel, it's because it's still cold. Somehow, it's still cold down here. Whoa. Lemon heads. Wow, I like that. Lemon heads, maybe even like a raspberry lemonade. Yeah, I like that a lot. Very strong raspberry lemonade. You can convince me strawberry lemonade. We'll just go red fruit lemonade. And I'm really here for it. It's bringing me to summer. Just glorious summer. Little caramel, little vanilla in there. But overall, I mean, it is very citrus red fruit dominated. Just a creaminess to that vanilla. I love what's happening in here. Maybe a slight peach. Maybe I'm just on like a summer kick at this point, but this is, wait, let's see. Yeah, easily the most fruit forward right now. All right, on the palate. Okay. The reaction isn't a TikTok reaction. Good. There's that rye spice, little rye tingle in there. Was missing that on this glass? No, that was the backdrop glass. This one floods with a great rye spice to it. Still fruit forward, going more cherry candy, vanilla, peach. And as it sits on the palate, this great kind of leather and oak kind of round it out, give you a nice complexity. Tell you what, very intriguing with this one. Nose, love it. Different experience on the palate, and finish kind of brings you into something that you kind of want a little bit more of. I'm not going to deny that request. Who am I, you know? A little more savory on the second sip, not a turnoff, but you started getting into more of like a toffee, like just kind of a butteriness to it, which was great. Vanilla died down a little bit more, but still it's great. Toffee, oak, cinnamon. I'm probably just baking spice. I feel like I'm excluding probably nutmeg, but not a professional. So here we are. But that rye spice, kind of that black tea, clove, and leather, kind of intrigued by it. There's a nice complexity to this one. Nothing else came out, so we're just going to move on. As you can tell, trying not to guess, because I feel like that doesn't help anything, and you start kind of to veer off maybe what you're actually experiencing. So we'll see if that plays out, pans out. I don't know. Just talking myself in the dark. Some cool lights. All right, glass 4. That shot right up. That was a cleanser. That was like that water thing you just squirt in there, but you forgot to take out the fireball. This is the darkest bugger of the bunch, I could tell you that. Sweet mercy. This going a little more molasses, leather. Oh, sweet mom. I wouldn't say richness. I feel like that may go a little too glass half full, but there is a darkness to this glass with this molasses, fig, maybe like a plum in there that I'm really digging. This one has some rye characteristics. Yes, I understand it's a rye blind. Yes, I understand. But me not being diehard rye guy, or at least shying away from walking through the woods rye guy, I feel like I gotta communicate a little bit. This one going still has more black tea on the nose, just everything dark. We'll just go with that. Good sweetness, but man, this one smells like one of the higher proofs, at least for what my right nostril just experienced. Why the left didn't, that's a great question. But let's get on the palate and see. Yeah, yes. That palate's a better experience than the nose. Nose had me a little worried. Fire on the tip of the tongue right now. Trying to talk through it, and it is brutal. It hit the front of my palate, and you were like, that is oily goodness. Like if I spilled this on my shirt, I need that soap that saves the ducks from the oil to help my shirt. Oily, great experience, makes the mouth water, great finish in the chest, and you're talking about a lot of back-to-back high proofers at this point. That one, you can still feel that slow drip, great experience. Richness is very there, very. But there's a nice brightness to it. So I'm going to go like a nice, still kind of this maple syrup, brown sugar, but there's a brightness, like it's bringing me into like a peach ring. And I still, maybe influenced from the others, there's still kind of this nice black tea going on. I'm surprised I haven't experienced more mint. I enjoy a little just sprig of mint in there. So far, It's not going to be found in this glass. That's how it feels. Sip 2. This one's a fun one. I'm not going to lie to you. The sweetness is very there. It's rich. It's mouth coating. Trying to figure out what all I've said at this point, so I'm not repeating everything, but it has a lot of just maple syrup. I mean, the sweetness is pretty maxed out, especially coming from other 3 that I feel like had pretty good sweet tasting notes. That maple syrup's there, but kind of in the back of this palate, it kind of brings me into like pipe tobacco, but maybe like flavored pipe tobacco, like a cherry infused pipe tobacco. I think that's a thing. Back in the day, I had like a maple syrup one, smoke it with my coffee, pre-kids life, obviously. Loved it. Loved it. This one, a really fun ride. On the finish, there's like this fun kind of like pecan pie on the back end. Just this rich nuttiness, fresh baked richness. I don't know what goes on the pecan pie besides pecans, but I've had it at Perkins. So I don't know if I got the full experience or not, but shout out Perkins. Now, for the French oaked finish, just kidding, this is hopefully a rye. We'll find out. Glass 5 on the nose. Okay. You know, going back to where you're like, hey, I wasn't going to guess places. This one, a little bit of a giveaway. I did try and put 2 Brown-Formans in to maybe throw it off. This one is just glorious Banana Fosters. Could I be wrong? Absolutely. So we're going to try and stay true. What are we doing? Banana Fosters, little maple syrup, heavy barrel influence. It's like if you, when you were flaming the barrel, you know, to chart, you had Banana Foster stuff in it. I kind of like that idea. Glass 5, glorious, just sweet and spice that play off of each other perfectly, at least on the nose. Palate, we care a little bit more about, but obviously right now, Banana Foster, barrel influence. I'm stuck on Banana Foster. That's what I'm going to go with on the palate. Yeah, she good. She real good. Now, banana coming out at the end, but I was going to say front to mid palate, Banana Foster gone. Now we're kind of into still this heavy barrel char. I mean, I don't know how, if this isn't ultra aged, when I say ultra, I mean over 10 years. I don't know how that much barrel influence gets in there at this point, but you gotta like barrel char, but still this great maple, vanilla, black cherry, and cinnamon. And if you hate tasting the inside of a barrel, this is your last one, and that's fine. I'm curious how it goes against the rest. I mean, you got to go full revisit at this point, but this is obviously going to be personal preference. But until that moment comes, I'm going to sit in this barrel and have it light me on fire. Now, not as oily as some of the other pours, but lingers. And a good lingerer, there's something to be said about that. Still sticking with heavy barrel influence, great black cherry, little vanilla. Where was I going? Cinnamon? There was something else that popped in. Now it's going to bug me. Will I regret the third sip? Absolutely. So we're going to wrap this guy up. Chocolate. I don't know why that was so difficult. It does kind of have like this nice kind of like chocolate pancake to it. But now, I gotta go back through, remember some things. Hopefully not forget most of what I remember. And then we're gonna rank them. So this will be not easy at this point. I'm gonna preface everything out of my mouth at this point is all personal preference, personal palate. So if you disagree, when you disagree, put in the comments. You won't be hated on. I think that the last place beats many, many other barrel proof ryes in blinds. I could think of Heaven Hill, love their barrel proof rye, a little overpriced, but fifth place probably beats it. And I enjoy that one. But fifth place, it went just a little earthy on me. Not forest floor, there was something to it. And it didn't sit right tonight, but loved the pour. And I'm not sponsored by any of these people. I would love to be. So when you see this, sponsor me. Glass 4. Let's see. Yep. Smokeye Hill. I thought that would do a little better. A little better. Very rich. Great experience. Maybe it's the blue corn. Rumor, at least according to Whiskey is a Journey, knows a lot. Definitely knows more than this guy. Thought that he read. I didn't see it, but thought that he read that they mixed in some of their blue corn bourbon into this. Maybe. Maybe that's why. I don't know. Maybe the blue corn just doesn't fit, but that deep richness I absolutely love. I could 100% understand how people are gravitating toward it. I gravitate toward it. It was just outgunned tonight, and I'm shocked to say that at 131 proof. But here we are. Now, moving on. This one, all of them are pretty tight. This one I wasn't really sure how to fit in. I love the nose on it. There was great complexity to it. There was just kind of something just a little flat to it. And someone better than me, like Mash and Drum. I feel like I'm name dropping a lot. None of these people know me, by the way. And I don't know them outside of where they sleep. Glass 3. This was a tough one. I could see this being potentially second or all the way to 5th, but tonight it's 4th. I think that's the average. Better than I thought. I was a little worried when I opened this up, and I was like, oh no. It still is just a little flat. I've had better barrels from them. I can't remember the tasting notes, but I remember the experience was a little better. It tastes just a little one-dimensional on the palate. It hits a lot of boxes, but somehow just falls a touch flat. But other single barrels I've had, I've absolutely loved. This one's still very good. Beat a fantastic bottle, so take that for what it is. Now, speaking of splitting hairs at this point, this one is a very fine hair. It had a very thin leg up on the Old Forester, apparently, and was very near behind second place. But here we are, making the tough decisions. Glass 2. No way. No way. I loved that bottle when I had it. I don't know. I have no comment. I have no quirky comment, nothing at this point. Did not have Old Overholt, mainly Old Overholt, on the bingo card beating Elijah Craig. I was actually kind of curious if even Old Forster would beat Old Overholt, just Battle of the Grandpas. That's shocking. Okay. Well, second place, and I guess that will reveal first place as well. I was trying to figure out if I could do a quick transition, but no. Glass 1, second place. Jack Daniel's non-store pick on every shelf. Still best barrel strength rye. There's something, now granted, if you've watched this channel at all, I do really enjoy Heavy Oak. Knob Creek 21 did probably better on this channel on Whiskey of the Year than some of the other ones. So keep that in mind. If your palate is kind of following over here, maybe you found a home and you subscribe. But that Old Overholt is so good with that butterscotch and red berry. It does drink very bourbon side of the fence, so take that for what it is. Maybe it's cheating a little bit, because Elijah Craig does go pretty more into the rye realm. So I don't know if I proved anything right or I just kind of confirm what my palate enjoys. Probably the latter. But I love that red fruit and butterscotch and vanilla. But man, what Jack Daniel's does on that barrel strength rye is just I was going to say gross, but I don't know what the kids are saying nowadays. But it is absolutely delicious. You have to enjoy the barrel influence, that barrel char, or you're probably going to gravitate towards really one of these three, if I had to guess. But that deep richness, it does something to my soul, and I just can't get around it. But not a lot of fruit on this side. So if you go fruity, what up? You're going to probably go into one of these two. But that Elijah Craig, it's a fun, rye-heavy introduction. Like I said, it's probably a couple steps up from probably what Old Overholt's doing when it comes to rye heaviness. I wouldn't have had this on my bingo. Maybe Jack, not these two here, and definitely not you down there. I don't know. Did it help? We'll find out.